In the land of misinformation, I'm the truth seeker. Cut through the lies like a blade, I'm a fact checker. Black communications, the social need to follow. Unmasking fake news, exposing them all tomorrow. I'm on a mission, fighting for the information. No room for deception, it's time for retaliation. Black communications, we set the record straight. Real news, no filters, just the facts we dedicate. Fake news spreading like an epidemic outbreak, but I won't back down, I'll be the one to make them choke. Black communications, not that relevant until exposing all the lies. Watch it burn in hell.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, Rosa here of Splat Communications. Before we start, may we request dear followers, viewers and subscribers to please don't skip ads. This will help us a lot to continue the work that we do. Thank you. Likewise, may we request those who have not subscribed yet to please do so. Kindly make it a habit to like the videos, but more importantly, share it so you can help us in our fight against fake news, misinformation and disinformation.
China will do whatever it takes to get its way, often through violence, but also in more subtle ways. It's not about using families as leverage, using Chinese students abroad to stalk its enemies, and using fake reporters to infiltrate protest movements. This has a double effect of both keeping tabs on dissidents and sabotaging attempts to fight back against the CCP.
But to some extent, for all those who oppose the CCP and Xi Jinping, the day we can truly feel safe is after Communist China falls. After China becomes more free and democratic, only then can we feel safe.
Yes, that is 100% correct. People will not be safe as long as the CCP is in power. For the first time ever, a spy who worked for the Chinese Communist Party's secret police has spoken out about how the CCP operates overseas. And it's way worse than anyone imagined. If you thought Chinese dissidents could escape persecution by leaving China, think again. Turns out nowhere is safe. And how do we know this? Because for the first time, a former spy for China's secret police has come forward to reveal operations targeting dissidents overseas, even in Western countries like Australia. The spy told his story to ABC News in Australia, which did a report and a documentary. The spy goes by the name of Eric. But for 15 years, Eric worked for the Political Security Protection Bureau, otherwise known as the First Bureau, which doesn't sound ominous at all. It's a secret unit of China's Ministry of Public Security, an organization that oversees both police and spies.
They're a bit like the KGB, the Stasi, and the Gestapo. They have the power of investigation, but they also have the power to prosecute people.
It's still the darkest department of Chinese government.
This is the first time anyone from the agency has publicly spoken out.
Why are you doing this interview?
I believe the public has the right to know the secret word. There are some things I still believe, freedom and justice. So this thing gives me courage to make some different choice.
Eric's belief in freedom and justice goes way back. Eric says he started off as a young university student who joined the China Social Democratic Party, a group that promotes democracy in China and the end of the CCP's rule. After he shared information about the party's annual meeting on social media, he was interrogated and forced to sign a document confessing to the crime of opposing the Chinese government. Instead of going to jail, Eric was offered a second chance to be a spy for China. So you're saying my choice is spy or death. But this is what the CCP does. It uses people with dissident backgrounds like Eric to do its bidding. Eric did all sorts of things for the CCP. He infiltrated the pro-Tibetan movement, met with the Dalai Lama, and leaked confidential information about the Tibetan government in exile's China policy plans. He also executed entrapment schemes. One of his targets was political cartoonist Wang Liming, also known as Rebel Pepper. I've shared his work a lot. Rebel Pepper is a cartoonist whose political satire doesn't sit particularly well with the CCP. Eric's job was to lure Rebel Pepper, who was living in Japan at the time, to Cambodia, where he could be arrested and returned to China. In order to get Rebel Pepper, Eric pretended to be a planning supervisor at a Cambodian corporation who wanted the cartoonist's help in designing logos. The company even used Rebel Pepper's designs at events, and Eric arranged for company members to pose with an inflatable version of the designs to make the whole scheme seem legit. These are the lengths the CCP is willing to go to make sure no one sees cartoons that make them look bad. After showing off the company's use of his logos, Eric invited Rebel Pepper to an in-person job interview in Cambodia. Luckily, the cartoonist's wife suspected it was a trap. Rebel Pepper was lucky, but another Chinese dissident, Hua Yong, wasn't. Hua Yong made a name for himself documenting Beijing's mass evictions of migrant workers and protesting the Tiananmen Square massacre. Depicted in this Rebel Pepper cartoon, the CCP would hate people sharing. Seriously, it would be a shame if people were to share this cartoon. In order to get close to Hua, Eric pretended to be someone who wanted to set up an overseas pro-democracy group and overthrow the CCP. To make his story look legit, Eric formed a fake anti-CCP militia called V Brigade, complete with promotional materials. Here's Eric dressed up as a militia leader and delivering a speech urging Chinese citizens to prepare for armed resistance. Eric maintained contact with Hua even after he claimed asylum in Canada. He fed his handler intelligence on Hua, including his phone number, address, where he went, and who he met. In November of 2022, Hua was found dead. Apparently he died while kayaking alone, which wasn't suspicious at all. Actually, the sad thing is the Canadian police didn't find it suspicious. His death didn't even make the news. Get this. You know that fake V Brigade thing Eric created? Beijing security officials freaked out when they saw that. They thought it was real. That trap was so convincing that even Chinese police fell for it. Eric was told that he'd face arrest and that he had to return to China. Eric knew then that his time was up. So you're saying my choices are to be arrested by the Chinese police or try to escape to a foreign country? Eric decided to flee to Australia and surrendered himself to the Australian Security Intelligence Organization. Also, it shows how dangerous China is when someone goes to Australia to feel safe. Australia? You know, the Florida of the Pacific? I highly recommend that you watch the ABC News documentary. The link is below. Although Eric is the first spy for the First Bureau to speak out, his story is not the only information we have about Chinese foreign entrapment. Earlier this month, the French channel France 2 also put out a damning report and documentary about China's transnational repression. It focused on an attempt to kidnap a Chinese dissident in Paris and fly him to southern Guangdong province. That plot involved Chinese embassy staff. They threatened the victim and coerced him to meet them at a Chinese restaurant that, strangely enough, had the same address as a place French authorities had identified as an illegal Chinese police station. Yeah, remember all those illegal Chinese police stations that were popping up around the world? Even in New York City? Fortunately, the dissident managed to escape at the airport, and airport staff were able to intervene. And the CCP is relentless. It will pursue those who cross it, even if it's been decades. For this reason, Chinese dissidents like Eric are in serious danger no matter where they are. That's why Eric's message to the world really resonates with me.
But to some extent, for all those who oppose the CCP and Xi Jinping, the day we can truly feel safe is after Communist China falls. After China becomes more free and democratic. Only then can we feel safe.
Yes! That is 100% correct. People will not be safe as long as the CCP is in power.
Magandang araw po sa lahat, Wina po ito. Bago po natin lapatan ng kaukulang analisis at commentary ang videong ito, atin po munang tunghayan ang ating full channel intro na may kasabay na shoutouts. Shoutouts: Ronel Acido, Teresita Rosas Coson, Bill Joyce, Bong Velasco, Julo Tabios, The Girl Next Door Asi, Loreto Sandoc, Jimmy Atangan, Bench Basina, Joey Autajan, Josefina Bitana, Ferry Coy, Bacayaro, Diosdado Canonigo, Rob Acad, Ramon Ramos,
Julian Brand, Estela Rosa,
Kanino daw napupunta
Maria
ang pera?
Leonora Coco,
Sino
Nettie
si Eddie?
Bonta, Leonardo Manansala, June Naranjo, Anthony De Los Reyes, Marie Joy Santos,
Tumindig kayo!
Lori, Jovito Garcia,
Tinitiyak ko,
Imelda
meron
Sinaya,
ding titindig
Rex
sa tabi
Inihaw,
nyo.
Teresita Domingos, Gang Flores, Lee Villar,
Half human, half zombie.
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do with a big butt, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
In a world unfolding, where stories come alive amidst the chaos.
Please support Splat Communication Channel memberships. For small amounts per month, you would be able to help us continue our fight against fake news and disinformation. We have 3 levels of memberships: Splat Beginner, Splat Intermediate Plus, and Super Splat. Channel members have the any or all of the following perks: Loyalty Badge, Priority Reply to Messages, Members Only Live Chat, in-video and live video shoutouts, Early Access to Videos, Connecting to Social Media, Free and Discounted Merchandise. Hurry! Please become a channel member now.
Nakakabahala ang mga balitang ito tungkol sa mga lihim na operasyon ng China laban sa mga kritiko nila. Hindi na bago ang mga ganitong panghihimasok sa Pilipinas. Ilang beses na nating nasaksihan ang pagbabanta nila sa ating soberanya sa West Philippine Sea, ang mga pang-aabuso sa ating mga mangingisda. Ngayon naman, pati ang ating mga kababayan dito sa mismong teritoryo natin ay pinupuntirya na rin nila. Hindi ba't dapat tayong magalit? Hindi ba't nakakapanlumo na tila hindi tayo ligtas kahit sa sarili nating bayan? Nakakabahala rin ang mga balita tungkol sa mga espiya na gumagamit ng mga negosyo bilang pantakip. Paano natin matitiyak kung sino ang mapagkakatiwalaan kung pati ang mga nasa paligid natin ay maaaring may ibang motibo? At hindi lang yan. Isipin natin ang pagdagsa ng mga Chinese POGO workers at mga estudyante dito sa Pilipinas. Hindi ba't nakakabahala ang bilis na pagdami nila? Hindi kaya may mas malalim na dahilan ang mga pagdating na ito? Hindi kaya may mga ilan sa kanila na may ibang agenda? Dagdag pa rito ang tila misteryosong pagkakapanalo ng isang halal na alkalde sa Bamban, Tarlac na may kinalaman sa mga POGO. Hindi ba't nakakabahala ang mga ganitong pangyayari? Hindi kaya may mga puwersa na gustong kontrolin ang ating bansa at ang ating mga opisyal? Kailangan nating maging mapagmatsyag at protektahan ang ating bansa at mga kababayan mula sa mga ganitong uri ng panghihimasok. Hindi natin dapat hayaang baliwalain ng China ang ating soberanya at karapatang pantao. Dapat nating ipagtanggol ang ating mga kababayan, lalo na ang mga nagpapahayag ng kanilang mga saloobin at paniniwala laban sa mga ganitong uri ng panggigipit at paniniktik. Hindi tayo dapat matakot na magsalita at manindigan para sa ating mga karapatan. Panahon na para magkaisa tayo bilang isang bansa at ipakitang hindi natin hahayaang tapakan ng kahit sino ang ating kalayaan at dignidad.
What can you say? Kindly share your thoughts in the comment section. We hope you enjoyed and learned something today. In behalf of the Splat Communications team, till next time. Stay safe. Rosa out. Bye.
In a land of misinformation, I'm the truth seeker. Cut through the lies like a blade, I'm a fact checker. Splat Communications, the social media follow. Unmasking fake news, exposing them all tomorrow. I'm on a mission, fighting for the information.